Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to show you how to put together a board. We're going to go over all the things you need, which isn't much. We're going to go over the tools that you'll need and one of the best methods or tools to put together a board, and we're going to go through step by step so you can get it done. So you'll start with your trucks. You want your trucks to be the same width as the board that you have. I'm not going to discuss that in this video, board measurements and wheelbase and things like that, but it's important to note the width of your board and make sure that your trucks match that width. The next thing you're going to want to have is your wheels. Now, for the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to be talking about bushings and the finer details of how to put things in or together. We're talking strictly about the base parts of a board. So make sure you have your wheels along with your trucks. The last main part that you're going to want to have is your bolts, and with these you'll be able to hold everything together, no pun intended. So what you'll want is 2 sets of 4 bolts each, and from here you can start to assemble the board. Assembly is pretty simple. It's a pretty straightforward process. It can be done with a wrench and a screwdriver, or something called a T-tool, which is what you see here on the left. A T-tool is super helpful because it has gauges of bolts specifically for the size of the bolts that are going to be on the board, and it has a built-in screwdriver. I don't like the built-in screwdriver, it hurts my hands, but everybody's got their preferences, so yeah, it's good to have the tools on you. So now that you have everything together, you can actually start to put the board together, starting with the hardware. So what I typically do is I tend to remove the nut from the bolt. I do that for all 4 bolts here, so I'll take the time to do that. And once that's done, you'll take the single bolt, this one right here, and you will begin to put it into the 4 holes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the holes that you're going to put the hardware through that's going to secure the trucks to the board. So you want to put them in through the top by the grip tape, one by one. Now, I like to do them all at once. Typically, I'm not doing this on a table, so I'm not going to run into this problem. You'll see here that one of the bolts actually falls out, but that's okay. So I like to put all 4 bolts through so that I can put the truck on and just have it secured. You want the kingpin here to be facing inward. You don't want it facing the outward edge of the board. So you place it on top of the bolts, and from there you are good to go. You can start to take the bolts and then re-secure them to the screw. I do something called what I call finger locking. So you just screw it on a little bit. You're not fully tightening it, but you're just securing it so that even though it's warbly, your truck's not going to fall off. You're not going to lose the board, or the truck rather. Like, everything is not tightened, but it's secured where it needs to be. And this helps a great deal because typically, like I said, I don't normally do this on a table. I like to have the board sitting on its side. So when you do eventually turn it on its side, as you'll see here soon, doing this finger locking allows you to keep the truck in its place. So you can then go with a screwdriver or whatever tools that you have. In this instance, I have the screwdriver and the T-tool, and really actually tighten the trucks. So here I actually go through, and this is where you will actually be tightening your trucks, securing them, or securing them to the board. Both sides. By now I've put both trucks on, so we're going to go ahead and tighten them as tight as they can go. And bing bang boom, your trucks are now fashioned to your board. So now that your trucks are on completely, it's time for wheels. Wheels are relatively simple. You're going to want to take the T-tool. There's an opening here that fits on the bolt. It is the second largest bolt, and you just slap it back on and tighten it. You want to leave some negative space though. You'll notice as I put the wheels on, I'm able to lift them. You don't want the wheel to be too tight. You don't want to secure it to the truck, otherwise it's not going to move and you're not going to be able to roll. So you want to put all 4 wheels on with the T-tool. Make sure you have that negative space and you're good to go. And now you have a complete skateboard. I didn't go over grip tape. Gripping a board is typically something that's done in a shop, so that's not really something you'll need to worry about, but you now have it complete, so happy skating.